Poverty is obviously a huge problem in Africa. This is a complex problem. Some attribute it to things like apartheid and colonialism, but it is also a cultural thing. To be honest, many African people are simply not that motivated to chase material wealth, and they prefer a slower pace where socializing with friends and community takes precedence. This is not a judgment. There is no right or wrong here, but it is what it is.
Oh, what a statement. Of course, coming out of a white man, everybody's response is quickly to say, this is absolute rubbish because you are a racist. You're saying this about black people. But if you listen to the crux of what he's saying, this is actually true. Our poverty and our lack is actually because, in part, it is because of us. To a larger extent, I'd say it is because of black people who don't want to actually build and become better, especially Africans. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any logical sense that Africa is one of the richest continents in terms of natural resources, the resources that are being used by other countries to develop, but Africa itself cannot develop itself. It doesn't make sense. It can only point to us being incapable of taking those resources and using them to build and transform our economies. We can talk about external influences, exploitation of Africa by different forces, by these other powerful countries, from the Americans, the Europeans, Russia and China. It's everybody else is exploiting Africa. In some parts of Africa, even the Arabs are also part and parcel of the exploitation of Africa. UAE is also part and parcel of exploiting Africa. But you know what is the common denominator of all these things? Because Africa has been exploited by these forces at different times. Sometimes it was the Europeans, it was the Americans, and comes in nowadays Russia and China. The common denominator here is Africa. It is us who are the problem here. It cannot be all these other forces that we are blaming that they are coming to exploit Africa. No, it's because us ourselves. If those natural resources, we cannot exploit them ourselves to our own benefit, somebody else is going to come and want to exploit them. Like that statement that people hate so much. If I don't steal it, someone else will. It means us as Africans, we are incapable and we are not aspiring to try and build ourselves. The fact that another civilization comes to Africa and exploits Africa and Africans and exploit the continent of Africa and colonize the continent of Africa, it just reflects the weakness of Africans. It means we have failed to develop ourselves. If other people are developing and are civilizing themselves and end up seeing us as uncivilized, undeveloped, and they can take advantage of us, it's also a reflection on us as Africans, as black people. Look, Africa is not a minority continent that you can say we are being taken advantage of. The second largest continent in the whole world, with 1.4 billion people. You cannot talk about being taken advantage of. It is just a reflection of our weakness, of us failing to develop ourselves. A reflection on us because we have failed to build ourselves. We do not aspire to be better. Even our politicians, even our leaders, they don't aspire to make a mark on the world stage. The world is not fair. It was never fair and it will never be. You can say whatever you want. The exploiters are never going to stop. They will keep on trying their level best to keep on trying to manipulate and distract and destroy Africa and exploit its resources. If it is for their own benefit and it is for their own good and for the benefit of their own countries, they will keep doing it. It's upon us to stand up and do it for ourselves. Use our own hands, take charge of our own resources and use them for our own benefit. If we cannot take those natural resources and manufacture a needle and take those natural resources, make a car for ourselves, we are doing nothing. There is no economy which will ever develop, really develop and transform the lives of its own people by extraction and exporting natural resources. That will never, ever happen.